We are down to the final four in the USL Championship playoffs. The upstart expansion team from Rhode Island taking on the established team from Charleston. Then it's the upstart team bought by Javi Batista in Las Vegas traveling to the Mile High State to take on Colorado Springs. It's all right here on Soccer Night in Detroit.
Going into the USL playoffs this year, the motto should have been, expect the unexpected. A lot of people had Louisville possibly going all the way, getting their third star. Maybe Charleston Battery, giving Ben Pierman his first ever USL championship. New Mexico United, with the season that they had, they could have hosted it all the way to the final themselves, but none of those teams were in it. Instead, we have a Final Four consisting of Rhode Island FC, Charleston, as I mentioned, Colorado Springs, and Las Vegas. And you would not dream up this scenario going into next Saturday at noon on CBS. Let's start things off down in Charleston as the Battery were hosting Rhode Island FC in the first game of a conference final doubleheader. Things were pretty low, let's just say even up. I mean, Charleston had possession throughout the first half and, moving the ball pretty well, making some chances, none avail on those. However, Karafa Yao comes away with the goal here in the 43rd minute of play, puts Rhode Island up by a score of 1-0 going into halftime. And it seemed like the Rhode Island was going to steal another one on the road like they have throughout the playoffs this year, stealing one in Indy. A lot of people expected that one, though, with Indy struggling, but nobody ever thought they would come away with a 3-1 or 3-0 victory over in Lim Family Stadium. I mean, in spite of the fact that they did win there earlier in the year. But did you think they'd come into Charleston and pull off the deed there? Well, Noah Fusion answered that question in the 53rd minute of play. Nice goal going right into the top corner of the net, assisted by Clay Holstead. And Rhode Island were well on their way to possibly shutting out the Battery down at Patriots Point. However, Juan Torres with this beautiful golazo minutes later in the 61st minute put Charleston within striking distance of this thing, and many a chance would go their way, but to no avail. And as it turns out, Rhode Island, in their first year of existence in the USL Championship, move on and play for the USL Championship next Saturday at noon. And a great performance by them today, a great performance throughout the whole season for those guys. And I mean, look at these fans over in at the watch party there. They were excited as can be to see their club, and they had a good handful of fans over at Patriots Point tonight cheering them on as well. And congratulations goes out to Rhode Island FC. Best team money could buy. Let's just say that they paid for some great players. I mean, J.J. Williams being one of them, Albert Dequa, last year's Golden Boot winner. They brought the noise tonight, and they've been bringing the noise throughout the playoffs. And and they are a force to be reckoned with going forward as we get set for this final coming up next Saturday down. I cannot say it yet because it would be too much of a tease, but we'll go over those highlights in a little bit there. Let's go over the stats of this game real quick here. Charleston did have the possession throughout the game, 66-34, and but it was Rhode Island that was peppering the net ad nauseum. 18 shots for Rhode Island compared to 9. 8 of them were on target. It just Charleston. I mean, it seemed like they couldn't get the ball rolling. It really seemed like. I mean, they just any chance they had would be thrown off by defensively, and couldn't make any big chances tonight. In fact, 2 of them that advantage went to Rhode Island, 2-1 or 2-0 as far as that goes. Charleston, I mean, the way they had the possession, they were passing the ball quite efficiently, 83% there. Fewer fouls than Rhode Island, but it was just. But you look at Rhode Island, as I mentioned, 18 shots total inside the on target. There was 8 of them on target inside the 18. 3 of them were blocked, and 14 shots were taken inside the box tonight for Rhode Island FC, and they were on a mission. They wanted to win this game, and even though they didn't possess the ball as much, they made their chances count. And of course, 2 of them went in the back of the net, and that's how they ended up taking down what a lot of people had penciled in as perhaps the team to beat in the championship now that Louisville has been eliminated. So hats off to them. Hats off to Rhode Island FC, and they just had a tremendous game here. Connell Smith, first-year coach, native of Bermuda. Hats off to him as far for leading this club into the championship. Where, I mean, overall, this year, let's just say, I mean, they led the let's just say they led the league pretty much in draws this year. 15 draws. You would think a team with 15 draws would get this far. They did. They did. They managed to do it, and it goes without saying. The goaltender Koki Vegas, one of the top goaltenders in the USL Championship, did his job often for these guys, and kept the ball for the most part, kept the ball out of the net, and Rhode Island moves on to the USL Championship final. Now, where will they be going? Because obviously they cannot make it into the final. In fact, the priority went to either of the 2 opponents that we're going to be describing next, and that would have been either Colorado or Las Vegas Lights. Widener Field was pretty loud and pretty raucous tonight, as it's been all season. Now, this is a team that first part of the year, they, let's just say, Colorado, for the first part of the year, it wasn't looking good for them. We went in there, first game of the year, and handled our business. Let's just put it that way. Handled our business March 16th, 2-1 victory over them on the first night of the year. They lost 4 straight to begin the year. They were 0-4-1 in their first 5 games of the year. They were taking on a Las Vegas side, of course, as you know, bought by Jose Bautista. A lot of changes to Cashman Field, a lot of changes to the lineup to that squad as well, and it benefited them as much to get them to this point in the USL Championship playoffs in the Western Conference. So let's take a look at the game as we go on here. Started off early or late in the first half. Juan Tejada with a goal here in the 38th minute of play put Colorado up by a score of 1-0, and it was up to their goalkeeper the rest of the night, and he made some great saves. None more clutch than late in regulation here. This beautiful save. I mean, had to save it twice to keep it out of the net and keep things at bay. And Colorado Springs moves on to the USL Championship Final. They, in fact, will be hosting the USL Championship Final against Rhode Island next Saturday afternoon, 12 noon. As I mentioned, CBS will have the game. Let's look at the stats of this one. Las Vegas had most of the possession of the night, 86% passing efficiency throughout the night, and they had plenty of chances. 14 total shots to 7, 4 shots on target, and one big chance, but it was missed. And I think, that was probably that was the big chance that was missed right there. That beautiful save by Herrera, as I mentioned. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't the fact that Las Vegas wasn't trying. They were trying to put the ball into the net. Total shots inside the box were 6, and 8 shots were outside the box for Las Vegas. Colorado didn't really have that many chances. 7 shots total, 2 on target, including the goal by Tejada in the 38th minute, and they were, 4 shots on target, or 4 shots were off target, 2 shots on target, total of 6 shots inside the box tonight for Colorado Springs. But 1-0, it was all they needed. Goalkeeper tonight was Herrera, was just tremendous, coming up with big saves throughout the night and keeping Las Vegas at bay, shall we say. And there you have it. There's your final. We didn't expect this, folks. We did not expect this whatsoever. We didn't really expect it. And should be an entertaining final. I mean, you're looking at the matchup here. Let's see here. Did they say that? Nope, that's not official on FOP. But you look at the matchup here. Let's look at what you got Herrera in net. Henriquez, Damus. Damus is he's Ronaldo Damus, Haitian. He's been a big player as far as USL Championship goes. He won a title already over in San Antonio in 2022, and this guy, all he can do is score goals. He hasn't scored any yet, but he's due. Could happen next week. We will never know. He's played 70 minutes total played 70 minutes tonight. But his, he's going to be one player that Rhode Island's going to have to stop. And of course, Tejada, he got the goal tonight. And that back line of Pierre, Roca, Rial, and Mahoney just coming up big throughout the night and throughout the playoffs thus far for Colorado Springs. So that's going to be a challenge for the big guns over in Rhode Island, shall we say there. I mean, you look at the Rhode Island studs, obviously Noah Fusion being one of those players, and of course J.J. Williams, Albert Dequa. Uh, also, I mean, Koki Vegas is probably one of the, as I mentioned, one of the top goalkeepers in USL Championship. Yao, who scored the opening goal, a defender. Um, but that front two of J.J. Williams and Albert Dequa, uh, they can strike, and they can strike early. They can strike often if need be, and that's it's up for that Colorado back four to quell them at bay, shall we say? And don't let guys like uh, Yao, uh, Yao and No Infusion to you know get on the board as well. So it's really entirely up to them. So we'll break this down obviously before these two teams get at it next Saturday. But man, and this is something like I said, you did not expect. This was not on the shall we say, this was not in the script, folks. Not in the script. A lot of people were saying it was going to be, it was Louisville's to lose, and they lost last week. After that, they said it was Charleston's to lose. They lose tonight. Colorado Springs, nobody thought that these guys were going to be here after an 0-1-4 start, and they got it together, and I'll give credit where credit is due here too to their coach. James Chambers, first year coach, got these guys motivated, got them together, and next thing you know, they're winning games. And in fact, going back to what their form was, going into this thing, well, let's see. They won 5 in a row. They lost 2 back in their last loss was back on October 12th. Lost to San Antonio SC by a score of 2-1 at Widener Field. And that was their last loss there. And they come up with 3 big win over the Oakland Roots, 2-0 victory there. They beat Orange County 2-1, and tonight 1-0. And this is going to be a formidable side. Looking at their last 10 games, they are, 6-2-2 in their last 10 games. Let's go back to Rhode Island here, and they were a team that they were either on the outside looking in of possibly hosting a playoff game or whatnot, but their form in their last game, and I think this is what catapulted them on this run, was that shellacking that they gave Miami FC on the last day of the season, 8-1 at Bryan College. But their last they drew against Charleston the last time those two teams met at Patriots Point, one of their 15 draws on the year. But looking at their last 10, their last loss was against Orange County out on the coast, September 14th, a 1-0 loss there. And then they managed to pull off 7 out of their last 9 victories. In fact, they are unbeaten in their last 9 games. So getting hot at the right time. So 2 teams that have got the positive vibes going at this point, heading into a clash next Saturday. So should be a good one. It's going to be an interesting one. I can't really say what I'm going to predict. Just offhand. offhanded would tell me Rhode Island might have enough to just eke this one out, but that will remain to be seen. But you cannot discount this Colorado Switchback side. They are hungry just as much as Rhode Island is, and it should be a very entertaining final, to say the least. All the action, as I mentioned, will be taking place on CBS, 12 noon, high noon, next Saturday from Widener Field in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We started off the season watching a game from Widener Field as Detroit City went in there and got that 2-1 victory. And we finished the season at Widener Field, bookending the 2024 campaign. What a 2024 campaign it has been all around the USL Championship. I mean, you look at, obviously Nick Marcanic and the way he was scoring goals left and right, getting the Golden Boot, breaking the all-time record for a single season in the USL Championship. Toulouse City just dominating the entire championship throughout the year. And then all of a sudden, those two teams have gone away. And this is what you're left with. But it's been a great season overall, and it comes to a climax next Saturday afternoon. Of course, we're going to have coverage before it. Next week, we're going to have a soccer night in Detroit pregame prior to the match. That'll be on CBS next Saturday afternoon. So you can take a break from watching college football. You don't have to watch Ohio State and Indiana on Fox. Go over to CBS, watch the USL Championship game, and then you can watch your Big Ten football after that. But we'll have a preview of that. Musings, we're going to still do musings from the clubhouse on Wednesday, as of course there will be an owners meeting that day as well, so that's why I will be at the clubhouse. But we'll do a little musings there, maybe break into a little bit of a preview of that championship game as well as hopefully some more Detroit City FC news as it pipes down the line, as it is silly season now in the USL Championship. Once again, congratulations to both the Colorado Springs Switchbacks and Rhode Island FC for making it into the USL Championship final. And until we meet again, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the galaxy.